Hey, what's up guys, it's TechZoomer talking to you here, and today I want to talk about the M2 iPad Pros that are rumored to come out this month. In today's video, I will discuss why are they coming, when are they coming, what is coming, and especially what and whom are they for. Because it's very weird that an iPad Pro right now, it's limited. It's very limited. Why are we releasing an M2 iPad Pro just for spec bumping it? Like right now, the M1 iPad Pro is not near its full potential. Why are we releasing an M2 iPad Pro without new functionality? As you saw in WWDC 2022, Apple revealed that the monitor support and stage manager would be exclusive for the M1 iPad Pros. But later this year, they simply changed their mind around the September timeline, and on the beta of iPadOS, they released Stage Manager for 2018 iPad Pros and newer. So, yeah, why are you getting an M2 iPad Pro? It doesn't make any sense. I know, you are saying, oh, because they released the M2 chip and it's very cheap for them just to replace the M1 with the M2 and that's it. But I think there's more to that, because I don't see why Apple is selling $1,000 iPad Pros without any reason. So in today's video, I will discuss all of that. If you are interested in these types of videos and of course reviews and more, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for all your support on the last few videos. It has been amazing. So no further ado, let's get this video started. So as you know, I have an iPad Pro. It's a 2018 iPad Pro. The 2018 iPad Pro, in my opinion, was the best iPad Pro ever released. It was the biggest change to an Apple product in 1 year, ever, in my opinion. It was a complete redesign. I love that iPad Pro. In fact, I think I have one right here. Let me just pick it up. So, here it is, my iPad Pro. This is 2018 iPad Pro, and it's 4 years old right now. It was the redesigned iPad Pro, the first squared off iPad Pro, the first redesign, the first second generation compatible Apple Pencil iPad Pro, and in my opinion, it was the biggest Apple product change ever. This, in my opinion, was the perfect Apple product at the time. But now, this iPad Pro is getting old. It's 4 years, but I don't have any incentive to upgrade. And I keep asking myself, why does Apple just try to put the M1, put the A12Z, put the M2 now? Why? This iPad Pro does the same as the A12Z and the M1 iPad Pro, without now counting the monitor support, which, in my opinion, I think is just bluffing. I think it's just Apple trying to software lock features. Then, why is the M2 iPad Pro coming? Well, to discuss why is the M2 iPad Pro coming, we need to look at first what is coming on the iPad Pro. And I think you will be surprised for what is coming. Well, according to rumors, the M2 iPad Pro will, right now, still keep the generation of 12.9 inch and 11 inch. The 12.9 inch will feature the same mini LED introduced with the M1 iPad Pros, while the 11 inch will keep the same SLD panel present on this iPad Pro, also the Liquid Retina. This 2018 iPad Pro features the LCD panel. The 2020 iPad Pro also featured the LCD panel. The 2021 featured the mini LED panel, which was not that great. But the 2022 version will feature the new mini LED generation present on that MacBook Pro. So I think it will be better than the first generation mini LED present on the M1 iPad Pros. But let's see. The main problem with the M1 iPad Pro's mini LED display was blooming, and at the time I was quite pissed. But now, let's see what happens with this mini LED display. Secondly, the second thing coming to this iPad Pro is the M2 chip. Before, we got the M1 chip, and it wasn't maxed out, not even a bit. So why are we getting the M2 chip on the iPad Pro? Well, I do expect new things to come out on this iPadOS reserved just for the M2 iPad Pro and the M1 iPad Pro. New features, because Apple delayed the iPadOS beta development for the new iPad Pro release. I do believe that the iPad Pro release will coincide with the new iPadOS release. And so I expect some new feature that the M2 enables. But let's see. I mean, for now, I don't see any reason for you to buy the M1 iPad Pro. Overwhelmingly, the M2 iPad Pro will be the same price, probably, and even more powerful, which I don't see why. The iPad Pro is such a thin device, such a very efficient design, and very thermally restrained design, I gotta say. For an M1 chip, that's fine, because that's a very efficient chip and not a very hot chip, while the M2 chip is a different story. If you go by the predictions using the M2 MacBook Air and the M1 MacBook Air, the M2 MacBook Air was more powerful, sure, but it was way hotter and ran way hotter. So I'm quite worried for this iPad Pro. Either Apple downgrades the powerfulness of the M2 chip, or they just make the iPad Pro hotter, which it will be a problem for you to hold. So it's something that I don't see Apple doing, which is making the iPad Pro hotter. So let's see how big the upgrade and the jump is from the M1 to the M2. But the biggest thing coming to the iPad Pro is the new smart connector. According to leakers, this new smart connector will feature 4 dots instead of 3, present on my 2018 iPad Pro. You can see here it only has 3 dots, while the new generation will have 4. And with this, it will probably enable new accessories from Apple. Apple will probably release more powerful keyboards or some new dock accessory, or Apple even will copy Google, or I don't know, be original, whatever you want to call it, and they will make the iPad Pro compatible with some HomePods. I don't know, I think it will be more for a new stand, but I'm not sure. Another rumors are saying that the iPad Pro with the M2 chip will feature MagSafe support. I don't know if it's MagSafe from the MacBooks or the MagSafe from the iPhones. This naming confusion is very weird. I do expect it will MagSafe for the iPhones, but I don't see why. I mean, maybe they added reverse wireless charging to the iPad Pro. Maybe they made it. I'm not sure. So yes, these are all the changes coming for the iPad Pro. The M2 chip, the new smart connector, and of course, the new MagSafe support. So that's it. That's all the changes. No more cameras, no more redesigns, nothing. Just this. And I don't see why is Apple releasing this. Because if you go back for the first question of this video, why is Apple releasing this iPad Pro? Then I told you to analyze what is coming. And after you do it, you realize that it doesn't make any sense. Why is Apple releasing a very mere and small spec bunk, which is hotter than the M1, which is called the M2? It's just a version of the M1 chip to be more powerful. So it's just overclocking the M1. Then it's not a new architecture, so it's not more efficient. It's not less hot, it's just hotter. Then you see that adding MagSafe doesn't make any sense because it's weird to just use MagSafe. The iPad Pro just charges well using Thunderbolt. And third, why is Apple releasing a new accessory exclusive to the M2 iPad Pros without giving it more functionality like Pro app support or even multi-window support or even macOS dual boot? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why, and that's something that I wanna really see Apple explain to me on an event or on a press release. By now we are not sure what one is coming because Mark Gurman said it expects a press release, but at the same time, with the amount of products that Apple is probably going to release, it makes more sense to just do an event. And I don't know, for the last few years, Apple has been doing a lot of events, so it makes sense for me that Apple would do it again on October. So, like I was telling you, the iPad Pro with the M2 chip, who is it for? Well, I don't see who the M1 iPad Pro is for. So I don't see again who's the M2 iPad Pro for. Unless Apple releases new support from the OS for the new M2 iPad Pros that make it just perfectly usable for using a computer, like Mac replacement 100%, like dual boot Mac OS, or even a new operating system for the M2 iPad Pro enabled by a new accessory, by the new smart connector. I don't know. I'm very expecting to see what Apple will do with the M2 iPad Pro and who is it for. I don't see how right now Apple can save the iPad Pro lineup from being completely obliterated from existence because the MacBook lineup is just booming right now and everyone is buying MacBooks and the iPads are very slowly dying. So I don't see why and how Apple will pitch this new iPad Pro for new people. So let me know in the comments down below what is your thoughts on this matter, because I don't see who is for the iPad Pro, I don't see how Apple will market it, and I don't see why is Apple releasing it. So if you can explain me what are your different uses while using the iPad Pro and why do you need more power on the iPad Pro, please tell me on the comments down below. And while you're there, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe. We are living in a very strange time where Apple is completely neglecting the iPad lineup and completely focusing on the MacBook lineup. While a few years back, everyone is saying that Apple just completely forgot about the Mac and they are focusing on the iPad. So it's a very strange time. If you ask me, I think Apple is doing like cycles of attention. First, they give attention to the iPhone, which is their bread and butter, and they keep giving it every year. Then they choose. We give attention to the Mac or they give attention to the iPad. Then they chose, okay, let's give attention to the iPad, and they gave it from around the 2014s to the 2018s. And then they decided, okay, it's time to completely do a transition on the Mac, put around silicon there, it's ready, so let's do it. And from 2019 onwards, they decided that they will work on the Mac lineup first, and they did, and now they neglected the iPad lineup for about 3-4 years. Maybe now that Apple has finished their transition, they will focus more on the iPad lineup, and that's something that I really hope so, because I do enjoy using my iPad. I use it every single day for university, and I do love it a lot. So let me know your thoughts on the iPad Pro lineup, especially with the M2 iPad Pro coming this month. Let me know on the comments below what you think. Thank you guys for all your support. This has been Tech Summer talking to you here. Bye.